don't even know about intimidation when I go to the gym. I just whip my dick out and people stay away.
What an excellent day for an August. You'd like that?
What are you, fucking nuts?
Pray to your God. I want you to pray that he comes and saves you.
Do I look like someone who cares what God thinks?
Welcome, horror fiends, to our little show titled What an Excellent Day for a Podcast. We appreciate each and every one of you for taking the time out of your busy schedules to give us a listen. Round the horn, as always, are my fellow horror nerds Danny C., Joe T., David, and I am JC. As horror nerds, how many slasher movies have we consumed in our day? Would I be correct in saying too many to count? And they're all kind of different, but same too, right? Filled with never-ending tropes and with a campground usually in sight, we anxiously await the gruesome payoff as teenagers try, but always fail to evade their killer. Wash, rinse, repeat. But hey, we're here for it because we love this genre. Think we can all agree there. So what do you say now to flipping it, shall we? Ever wonder what it would be like to stalk those same teenagers, but now do so from the point of view of the killer? Interesting stuff, right? Here's the challenge. Would the movie remain scary given the fact that the proverbial jump scare, so leaned upon in these types of movies, loses its grip because now we know when and where the inevitable demise will happen, having assumed the role of said killer? Would the movie lose our interest because all we find ourselves doing is going on a 90-minute stroll through the woods searching for that next victim? It's a cool concept for sure, but will it sustain its slasher bite? And if it doesn't, how good do we need the kills and gore factor to be to make up for? Questions aplenty for this horror nerd, but fear not, dear listeners. All that and more will be answered because us nerds finally get together to talk about a movie we have been chomping at for quite some time. Hell, we even interviewed the actress on this very show before the movie even dropped in limited theaters. And it's a shame, because her kill is by far one of the most creative and gruesome kills I have seen in quite some time. Us nerds truly wish we could interview her again since we couldn't get into the "what the fuck did I just see?" juicy spoiler details earlier on. We can confirm, though, that she remains the one victim in a horror movie that actually can describe an up-close and personal scratch and sniff test of her very own stomach innards. Now, you would have to choreograph the contortion just a bit, but that's zero problem there for good old Johnny. If you saw it, you know it. So by now you know the drill. A few reminders before we get started. Next time you go camping, and you see a gold chain locket hanging over a branch, keep your friggin' hands to yourself. It's not yours. Don't touch. Getting the urge to do some yoga to wake yourself up in the morning? Skip it. Jog your ass around the campfire some and get your exercise there. But if you must do a round of yoga, it's smart to give yourself an escape route just in case. Surely there's a better location to set up shop than directly in front of a ledge, yes? And when all else fails, maybe just join us nerds to talk some damn horror in a violent nature style.
Great intro.
Yeah, great fucking intro for this shit movie.
Can I ask one question, though?
Yeah.
Before I barge in? Who's Johnny?
Barge in. Okay, I like it. Who's Johnny? She said. I feel like this movie was a hybrid of Lord of the Rings, and Gollum was looking for Precious.
3 movies of people fucking walking.
And
Yes.
we walked around the entire woods.
But that's the thing I don't get. Like, I guess that's why I didn't seem to hate it as much as most people do, because it was being promoted as, you know, you're following the killer. So, I mean, I kind of figured half to 2/3 of a movie of basically video game footage.
I absolutely love that part. That didn't bore me. Just the shots in the woods, him lurking over the people around the campfire, everything. I loved every minute of it up until the last 10 minutes. And then it just took a severe nosedive.
I enjoyed it, that piece, like just following him, his point of view for like 10 minutes.
You were done after 10 minutes?
Yeah,
You were
then it was like,
yeah, all right. Did you fast forward, JC?
I didn't fast forward. I watched everything, but like the entire soundtrack of the movie was Footsteps in the Woods. That could have been the song that played throughout, and it was just...
And crickets and whippoorwills and... Oh yeah,
fuck.
that racist song.
My God, nightmares. But right out of the gate, a trope. Right out of the gate, a trope with the guy walking and his foot in a bear trap and he trips and he's literally running at, sloth speed.
I mean, he's basically the local drunk, so...
I know, but move a
kind of
little
makes
bit
sense.
Well, I mean, the third person point of view for a horror movie like this, I mean, obviously you're getting the Jason Camp Crystal Lake vibes throughout this movie. Similar to Friday 6, right? As they're approaching the area in the woods and, the cabins and such.
Yeah, you get the Kane Hodder breathing, too, at one point.
Yeah. Well, I did...
A nice little touch.
Now, did this just get dropped on streaming, or has it been, like, a long time and I just noticed in the past week or two?
No, Friday the 13th.
Yeah, the 13th it dropped on Shudder.
So I don't know if it was Big Brother knowing we were going to talk about this, or if they're just pushing it now that it's on streaming. But I saw, what was his name, Rye? The guy who played Johnny. I did see a clip of him, and he did say, like, he just, like, his preparation was he went back and watched as many 80s slashers as he could. So,
it shows.
I mean, you could see kind of a sprinkle of everything in there. Obviously, mostly Jason, but...
He did well.
Yeah, he played the character well. And the makeup effects was good, too. I mean, when he was unmasked for a bit there, I liked the whole facial features.
Glenn Jacobs?
I thought he... excuse me. I thought he looked good.
When he's having that moment with the car on the keychain.
Yeah.
And he's, like, playing with it.
Yeah, was that when he was sitting by the tree reminiscing about birds?
He took his sandblasting helmet off.
Yeah.
So his dad, I guess, was owning some of these store camps around the area because there was nothing around, and he jacked up the prices, and then they got pissed off because somebody hurt themselves. They fell over one of Johnny's toys. So then they called him up to like the top of a mountain or something and scared the shit out of him, and then he fell off.
The fire tower.
The fire tower.
So was Johnny young when all that shit happened to him?
I was just going to say...
did he grow in the dirt like a fucking plant? And then he became an adult?
I was going to say, they did kind of address that, because, I just, recently rewatched to take in the 15 minutes of dialogue. And I think it was during the campfire story where they mentioned, like, about the massacre and all, and was saying, like, some say it was his spirit coming back and this. So... yeah, he was a child when he died, but I took that as them explaining, like, oh yeah, you're going to have this hulking monster coming around, so it was just kind of like his spirit manifested into that.
Yeah, it was confusing.
That's how I took it. It wasn't literally his body; it was a body, his spirit in.
So is this spirit Johnny walking around then in like a body that he rented?
It just happened to find a hulking body out in the middle of the woods, and his spirit just tapped into that and popped up.
I'm going too deep on this one. I realize it. And that campfire scene. You guys know that song by Spirit Box, Circle With Me? I wanted to pause the movie and just play that song, and you'll know what I mean. It's just like their video is the whole thing just doing this. And that's what I felt like. We were circling around this campfire for 4 hours.
Oh, yeah.
Just circle with me. And it's like, all right, when are we going to end? I got a lot of problems with this movie. If you haven't noticed.
Do tell.
Yeah, like I said, I thought it was a good premise. I liked the concept. It was different. Of course it was different. And the kills were absolutely amazing. There's a handful of kills that could certainly find its way on any one of our brackets.
Yeah, and again, obviously Charlotte's death, that's the big one that everyone's talking about. But they were all good in their own way.
Yeah.
Like
rock
I
smash
just
head.
Oh, the rock smash from up above.
Yeah, that was awesome.
That was a nice touch.
Yeah.
Yeah, the fact that they shot it in that way, just the whole overhead thing. I love how he gets up and you just see him throw the axe, but you don't realize till 20 minutes later when he catches up to them that he actually that was a kill shot. It almost came off as like he got up and he was just frustrated. But nah, he knew his shit.
There was the one where the kid originally was telling the story at the campfire. He goes out and he's got the headphones on, he's listening to music, and then Johnny wraps a wire around the tree where his head is, and he pulls it back, so he pulls the wire through his mouth up against the tree, so you get that force behind it, and then as he pulls it and the top of his head slides down, the rest of his body falls, and then he just takes the rest of his body and he goes up to that ranger point.
Well, that's what it was. He only did that because he needed a key to get in there.
Yeah, and that was great. That was cool.
Yes.
He's using body parts to kind of break it. He's cupping the head, the half head dragon, and then he's got the other head in his other hand. Yeah, that was.
And he could have
that was
just
a
as
cool
easily, again, with that level of strength, he could have just as easily just went to the glass and went, pushed his hand right through. But nah, I liked his taste for the theatrical.
And is anybody seeing another trope here in horror being created with this piano wire killing people? I mean, how many movies now have we seen decapitations or half decapitations with?
You know what though? I still feel like they're effective.
Oh, they're good. Don't get me wrong.
I think it's a case of it does seem to happen a lot. I think it just makes it into the if it ain't broke.
Yeah.
All right, so you got the wire from Audition or the wire from Saw X? Which one do you like better?
Did Audition first introduce it? I think Audition first introduced the wire.
May have been, but that's where I remember it that far.
That
long ago.
Oh, that's a good. I'd have to say.
All right, Audition, Saw X, or Stream, as far as wire kills.
Yeah. I mean, I have to go with Saw X. I mean, it's our winner.
Yeah.
It's our bracket winner.
But the second I saw the Charlotte kill, I was like, oh boy.
Yeah, that would have gave
that would have. I feel like that would have at least made Final 4, Final 8 for sure.
Absolutely.
Easily.
And I wish we interviewed her when we had watched this movie.
Yeah.
That would have been a much better interview because we could have talked about it.
Do you think the drawn out piece of that whole entire kill was effective?
Yeah. It was almost like 3 stages.
Yeah.
Like the neck snap was one, going through the body and then pulling it back through the body.
I just like seeing people's first reaction to it when I show it to them.
Yeah.
And then they sprinkled a little comedy of her going down the side of the cliff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did like, and again, I could see if people were to say, oh, it was fucking boring, but I did like, it gave you a sense of like you're watching all this go down in real time.
Yeah.
So even though I could see how Charlotte's kill would come off as drawn out, it almost gave us a bigger sense of realism to it. Like you're not seeing it chopped up, just the highlights of it. You're watching her fucking die.
Yeah.
Not that she would have actually been standing there as long as
exactly. And that was my, I was just gonna say, if I'm gonna nitpick this shit, you get a whole arm through the stomach, ripped back. I highly doubt you're gonna turn around and face your killer and stand there for a bit. And stand there, let alone enough for him to do everything else to you and still have the legs under you to kind of.
Do you want to try it?
But it was a good enough scene to suspend disbelief.
Absolutely, great scene, and that's what we do in horror. I'd be a hypocrite to sit here and tell everyone that I had major problems with that, because that's the shit that I try to convince Barb when we talk about horror. She's like, everything is just, it doesn't make sense, and you can't believe that, and it's so stupid. I'm like, you got to suspend disbelief.
Yeah,
I'd be a hypocrite.
See, that's really bugging me, because now I feel like Barb and Charlie would have been like the ultimate editors for whatever script we end up doing.
Oh yeah, she sees continuity issues, all that. Like, it's just horror. That's what it is.
Yeah,
you should just have a trauma marathon with her.
Oh yeah, everything's out the window at that point, Dave.
Continuity, logic, anything.
I just think that Aurora's Charlotte, her kill was, the zoom in was cool. the sounds that were along with it, going along the way, I think made it even more effective. They could have panned back and kind of gotten away from that whole entire kill the way they were doing it, but they zoomed in, which was pretty cool seeing it that way.
Yeah. Again, almost as if you're seeing it through his eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And seeing her head get pulled through her stomach when it first like emerges on the other side was fucking epic.
I know. I was
stuff.
trying not to go full Pee-wee on that.
Where's my lotion? Where's my tissues?
Diddy bought it all.
9/28/24. It's still, I think it's the top kill of the year.
I agree.
Easily.
Like
Absolutely.
you said, to speak on that point, the same way I said with the bone marrow in Saw X, the sound is such an underrated part of a kill
Yeah.
that it just adds so much more.
Yeah, absolutely agree. Absolutely agree. Another good kill was when Johnny was making mincemeat of that dude's head. I mean, he literally hacked him like 80-something times and just kept
80?
going.
80? I think it was more than that. I think it was like...
It was 37 in a row.
Oh, it was 37.
I see what you did there.
Touche, Joe.
I'm pretty sure he had to switch to his non-dominant hand at some point.
Yeah. I kill him with my strong hands.
But even that, I get who is it, Chris, basically the final girl in this situation, right? Trying to get away, and that was very traumatic to her, listening to that go on for like 10 fucking minutes.
That amazing ending, you mean?
No.
First, oh yeah, that ending. But rewind a bit for a second. I thought I was watching a shark attack movie. I was like, is there a bull shark in that murky water? Is that what's killing her?
And you just thought you saw Johnny.
I thought I saw, yeah. I didn't think it was Johnny. Johnny should have had a fin on him. That would have been cool. He should put a plastic fin on him and just kind of glide it over there.
Well, that was pretty cool from across the lake. Like, you see that perspective?
It was.
Like, goes underwater.
Yeah. Another Jason, right? Another
Yeah.
for Friday the 13th, right? With Jason.
Or again, going back to Jaws, like, you got a pretty good idea what's happening under that water, and all you see is her, boop, and then...
Speaking of Jaws, off topic for 2 seconds.
Every human being has Jaws.
No. I actually watched on YouTube. It's the first time I ever saw it. I don't know if you guys... there is another death scene for Alex Kintner, right? One that they didn't film, right? Which was more, much more disturbing because the shark rises behind him and grabs him. So you see everything on the surface. And I always saw pictures of it. I actually saw a video on YouTube of it where you see the shark swimming and it just grabs Alex Kintner right on the raft. Like you see it, like how it would have been filmed. It was fucking cool as hell. I never seen that deleted scene. You gotta look it up.
Wait, you haven't seen everything shot in that movie?
Never saw the moving of the shark scene with Alex. I only saw pictures, so I only saw what it could have been. But this one actually showed a sideways view of the shark grabbing him, which is fucking cool. That would have been awesome if they left that in there.
How did the shark look, though? Is it one of those cases where it didn't look right, so maybe that's why they cut it?
And you see it from the side, so I couldn't see it like this way, but it was grainy, it was dark, but because it's probably just old film footage that they had that they didn't use. But it was cool as hell, man. If I find it, I'll share with you guys via our group text.
But
very nice.
So what was it? The Ranger? It definitely not. I mean, it's not even remotely a graphic kill, but I'd say that was a great psychological kill.
That 5-6 minutes
when he took him into the log splitter. Oh, was it that short?
Yeah.
Maybe I watched it. Maybe I watched it at 1.5 time.
That was just the first time it killed him.
The Deadpool Zamboni kill.
Oh, you are so screwed in about 5 minutes.
That's what he was saying. You're gonna die from this barbaric old medieval machine in 20 minutes. But it was cool the way they did that with the axe, right? And just kind of that slow, methodical.
Again, you got it in real time, and at least for me, the whole time I'm thinking,
Scream?
Like because that's the other thing that fucked me up. Because he grabbed him and it's like, all right, why is he still blinking? Why is he still breathing?
Oh, he was paralyzed, so he didn't feel anything.
Yeah, it took a while for me to make the connect. Like, I think it was him laying there in front of the log splitter for a half hour before it hit me. Like, oh, he just jacked him up as far as complete paralysis.
I was
He can't
wondering
do
why.
anything. So it's like he's there, he's aware, but completely helpless to what's about to happen.
Yeah, I wanted him to scream a little bit. I'm like, dude, that's got to be painful. But yeah, to your point, probably felt nothing.
It was basically an analog version of the Gemini Killer in Exorcist 3. How he would give them that shot where they were completely shut down, but only aware. This is like the old school, less technical way of doing it. He just...
Yeah, Exorcist 3 is a watch in October for me. That's for damn sure. I got to revisit that bad boy.
We should, for shits and giggles, just run through the whole franchise.
Getting back to In a Violent Nature, did anybody else think when she was running through the forest at the end that she was running through the Rainforest Cafe?
I was hoping we just ended the review here and didn't even talk about the rest of the movie.
I mean, holy shit! Like
my rating would have been different.
And it was loud. There was so many animal audible, sounds that were going on. Like, holy shit! I feel like I'm getting ready to receive my food in the Rainforest Cafe.
Yeah, this almost felt like, and yeah, I'm not accusing anyone of anything, but it almost felt like this was if Skinamarink was a slasher.
But there was actually stuff happening in this movie.
That's what I mean, and it was almost like kind of a fuck you, like, okay, there was no dialogue, there was no this or that, we'll give you a little bit in this. Like, even the beginning, I remember just in the first 5 minutes alone, when they just had that static shot on the necklace, and I'm like, holy shit, this is like Skinamarink, but like in full color.
Yeah, and hide the necklace a little bit better, put it somewhere where, I mean, if that's what's keeping his spirit and all that in the ground, and you worry about that shit, don't leave that shit hanging there for anyone. Well, do like they did in Evil Dead Rise, put that book in a fucking, underground in some fucking tomb, and you still got the little fucker that finds it.
And barbed wire and...
Exactly. But that ending, oh my god, that ending.
Well, you don't like bears?
Oh my god. Danny C and I were talking about that ending a little bit.
Yeah, I truly don't understand the changing of the perspective of the movie.
Yeah.
I understand what they were going for. And
what were they going for?
A lot of fans on Reddit have said, they wanted you to have that fear that she's going to have for the rest of her life of not knowing if he's going to show up.
Yeah.
But to me, that defeats the purpose because that goes against what the movie's all about. The movie is about seeing it from his perspective. We don't need the change of direction. Like I said from the beginning, even before we saw the movie, he had to win in the movie. You kill the last girl, you take the necklace, you go back to sleep, the end.
Yeah.
And to me, it's a phenomenal movie if they do it that way.
I don't know. I kind of liked actually what you were just saying about the whole idea of, because that whole time you knew damn well he was popping out at any moment, and it just never happened. But they framed it in a way, like you said, it's like the paranoia she's forever going to have. Then they pan over to the gas tank, which I don't know why that was part of the equation, but showed that he got the necklace back. So now we know, all right, he went back to his resting place. Like, everything's cool now. Like, she's actually safe. But she doesn't know that. So that little bit of you watching for 4 hours of, okay, is this where he pops out? Is this where he pops out? Even when the lady got out of the truck and, oh, wait, we got to fix that leg. And again, you knew he was going to pop out behind her, but it never happened.
How did she get stabbed in the leg with a stick? I was curious about that.
She fell or something, I thought.
Yeah.
The first short I ever shot back in 91, 92, it was a killer in the woods, and he died by a stick, so I can't judge.
I thought she was running from some of the animals in the Rainforest Cafe because they got too loud, and
if they would have panned to one kind of animatronic animal, that would have been pretty awesome.
That would have been cool.
It was supposed to be a real animal. It was just it wasn't in the budget to hide that it was an animatronic.
Yeah. You were about to say something, Dad, about the end.
Oh, I just thought that the lady that picks her up and they're driving for 10 minutes as she's telling the story, I thought she was gonna oh no, honey, you're not getting away from here. She had basically a noose in her mirror.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, okay. I thought there was either a relationship or
they were going to go TCM or
she She was
Or
player
1,000
two's other
corpses.
sister. She was player two's other sister.
Yeah.
And they all like nooses. They all set up nooses in their spare time.
I was like, oh no, honey, you're not leaving here. You're never gonna run away from him.
Yeah.
And
I didn't think that. That was
like I thought that's
The old
where it was
Johnny
gonna
just
head.
sits up in the back seat.
I did a little rewatching last night of this movie, and I thought to myself that yes, he got his piece. He's going to go rest again. Would you be okay with an inviolate nature too?
Sounds like we don't have a choice.
Yeah, knowing the backstory and then going from there.
But that's the thing. They gave you the backstory. Like, they dumped it all at the campfire.
Right.
Yeah.
And now you're just going for kills and then survival. And that's kind of where that's the only way it can go. I mean, nothing's different than Jason. Everything is basically survival except the Tommy Jarvis piece.
Well, that's where you got to go, right? If you do make a sequel to this, it's just got to it's got to be a movie, right? Make it a movie, not just from his point of view. And then it becomes every other slasher franchise.
But you know what? As long as they keep the kills creative or interesting,
why not?
Totally fine with that. I mean, think of like a lot of the shit, a lot of those gems from the 80s. A lot of it was the same thing, just different look. And we fucking ate that up. So as long as they keep it just interesting enough to be its own thing, like they don't have to go that nuts. But I do agree they should go maybe more so with like a narrative look.
Yeah, exactly. And I'd probably like the movie more.
Yeah.
If it was kind of, I mean, that's what killed me with this movie. I love the concept. I was excited about it when it first started, watching from his point of view. But literally after 10 minutes of just him walking around, I was fucking like, See,
the thing is, when it comes to a sequel, I look at it in two ways. If you keep it his point of view the entire movie, one, it becomes unique. And two, when you do a sequel, if you do it from the normal horror point of view, it's different from the original. But now that you already gave us that fear on the drive of her and you change perspectives, to me, a sequel's useless. Because you had her just drop the necklace off. All of a sudden, he's like, cool, I'll go back to sleep now because the necklace is here. And like, I truly have zero interest in seeing a sequel to this movie. If you have him win by killing the last person and then going back to sleep, I'm actually interested how a sequel can go. So to me, he ruined any chance of having a sequel.
Yeah, but you're just starting up with another group of people that come over and say, ooh, a locket, let me take it, and then it starts all over again.
It's not interesting. It's the same shit.
Yeah, if he didn't win, that's when the sequel comes into play, right? If he still hasn't found his locket, now he's showing up like Friday the 13th.
Well, no, I think he can.
Apartment.
I think you could have had a sequel with him winning as well, because we see him get it, and anytime someone does take the necklace in the future, that's what's going to bring him back out. You even have an easy way to bring him back. But now, as soon as someone gives back the necklace, all of a sudden he doesn't care about killing anymore. And it brings his power down. Like, he's not that scary anymore.
Unless he got a taste for it. He says, hey, you know what? Lock it or no fucking lock it. It's kind of fun.
I just think that concept, like, it's just original enough that, I don't mind that. Like, I'm not saying, oh my God, this is the greatest thing ever, but it's a simple motivation. I feel if they keep true to that, again, as long as they keep the kills interesting, like that's all I would need out of it. Like, where you get like every other big slasher franchise, they're always modifying or retconning like the original premise of it. Of course, you always get the obligatory, like, oh, well, there's a family member involved and only the family member can destroy this part. Like, if they keep true to it, I don't think I need much more than, like I said, just carnage candy.
Do you think there is a sequel to this?
I mean, I've been seeing posters for it. Now, whether or not it's just fan-made bullshit or if it's something that's actually happening, but I can't imagine it didn't make just enough movie to greenlight at least one more.
But I always thought... Go ahead, Joe.
No, I was just going to say I could see a sequel being made. Whether it's good or not, who knows?
I mean, it made $4.5 million in the box office.
Yeah,
I mean, that's healthy, to be honest. That's really healthy.
Absolutely.
And for something that pulled us in right from the previews.
Yeah, I mean, what was the budget?
Doesn't say.
If it was $1 million or less, then
that's what I would put it at. Yeah, that's the most.
It has to be. It has to be. But now I understand, Joe, what you were mentioning. Like it took a while for some of us to see it, right? They didn't drop this for a while. And I always was curious. about this ending, right? Where your score can drop, 6 fucking percentage points, and now I understand.
Because honestly, I got sucked into not the story, but the way the movie was. I didn't mind walking through, like, it had me, and then that ending just took me away from the movie. And it's rare that you can see a movie where the ending can damage it so much. And not to say I would have been able to come up with a better ending or anything like that. I just felt like with this movie, with the concept and everything, there was just a simple way to end the movie. Don't try and be the elevated horror in 2024 and try a twist, because every horror movie has to have a twist. Just go the predictable route, because your movie is selling itself on the concept. You don't need some spectacular ending. Like, Saw was different, and we had the twist when he gets up, and cool. Like, I don't know.
But here's the thing, Joe. Here's the thing. Like, those people, and I don't know, Reddit, those people that are talking about Reddit and saying that, it was that whole dialogue, that whole scene at the end was, the fear and everything. Well, then do something with it, right? Have her have a little fucking nightmare or something that he's in the backseat of the truck, or start to see him walking from behind, and she sees him, and then the lady's like, "Miss, there's nothing here. There's no one around." I mean, show that fear a little bit. Don't make me think that that's what you're fucking thinking about. That was a missed opportunity. If she's gonna be fearful of him coming, make her see that he is all around her.
Well, why can't they? When Joe was talking about do something to the necklace, then destroy it and then make it like now he can't replace it. Now he's just gonna go ape shit.
I was going to say that could be the not twist, but that could be the thing fueling a franchise on this.
Right.
That someone understands that he's after the necklace and for some reason thinks it's a good idea. Well, let's just destroy it. Maybe that'll destroy him. And then you realize now he's just out there on a full rent. Like, that's a really good idea, Danny.
I'm just trying to make the ending seem a little like to that person's point on Reddit, right? If they were thinking that that's what they were attempting to do, it's just a better way to do it. Lock it aside, right? It's just if you're going to show that fear of her with him, that he's always around and she's always going to have that fear, then let me see a little bit of that.
But I think, but until Joe mentioned it, I never even thought about it. Like,
nor did I.
As opposed to showing her paranoia, I feel like they made us feel it as viewers. Like, we got to experience the paranoia, which I thought was, if that was the intent, I think that's a nicer twist. We're not going to show, like, I mean, you saw she was already traumatized and all, but putting you in the seat and the whole time you're just like, when's he
anxious.
Coming? When's he coming?
Yeah, you're anxious.
And I hate to do this to you. The uneasiness of Lake Mungo never fully had a payoff, but you had that tension and uneasiness throughout. So maybe that's what it was. It sparked that part of it. Like I said, like what Joe was saying, like I agree with, and I feel like I did experience that, but that was the first time it was actually put in the words.
Yeah, but Lake Mungo was doing that throughout the entire movie, Dave, right? It was giving you that feeling throughout a lot of parts of the movie. Whereas this concentrated in a lackluster 15-minute ending. Whereas this was just kill, kill, kill. Oh, that was great, fucking gory, look at that. And then the ending became that.
Oh, it was a complete like 180 in tone.
Yeah, I didn't care for it.
And I'm only defending it as little as it can be. I'm not going to be like, oh, you guys are fucking nuts. Like, that was a phenomenal ending. I get what they were going for. And again, I feel like I say this like every episode, but I didn't hate the ending. I would have liked to have seen something else, go out on some kind of bang. Like I said, I didn't despise it. It was just, like you got a song that just like fades out. Like, that's what this was. Like, she came out and it was like, all right, we're going to get one more thing before the credits roll. And no, they just kind of tapered off, the action or whatever you want to call in the movie. And it was just like, all right, credits.
Maybe if she had to pull over to the side with the truck and she had to go take a piss on the side of the road because they were driving for like 10 miles, right?
You shit on my necklace.
She takes a piss, and guess what? She steps in a bear trap, and now she's caught. And now it goes out. And now you wonder.
I like I said, I would have liked to have seen one more something
Or you could have had where the lady that was driving, gave her the locket, said, "Oh, miss, I think you left this. I found this for you. You were missing a locket."
Oh, there you go.
That would have been pretty good.
Right. This is yours. I saw you wearing this, or I saw you holding it. I found it for you. Now you fucking set it up. You set it up.
Wow, there you go.
Wow. Look at that. Who directed this movie?
Chris Nash.
Yeah, there you go.
Marvin Nash.
There's the miss. Chris Nash, isn't that like a fucking wrestler or something?
That's Kevin.
Oh, Kevin Nash.
Honestly, the way the difference changes at the ending, I almost feel like he wrote the majority of the movie and honestly didn't know how he wanted to end the movie. And for some reason, he just thought, let me change the perspective. The problem is, like you said, after 10 minutes, like the way it's slow and drawn out, you're going to pull some people. They're going to lose attention with the movie or they're going to get bored. So when you finally get to that end with the change of perspective, some people are not going to give a fuck at that point.
Yeah. Even watching it again last night, I realized in theater, I zoned out for half that monologue.
Yeah.
Same here.
And to me, it was like if you sprinkle, like if the whole movie is his perspective, but you give us little sprinkles throughout, then that end hits differently. When you just are his perspective the whole movie, and then you change and flip the script with 10 minutes to go, it just doesn't hit, in my opinion. And it's weird because I know I have strong opinions on a lot of movies, but no, but I really wanted to like this movie because it was different.
Is it because it was Canadian, Joe?
Maybe.
Are you racist?
I do like
against
maple
Canadians?
syrup. No, I like hockey.
So far, you haven't specifically mentioned any people. You like a sport and
yeah.
Marital aid.
Oh, here we go.
I set out to go to work up in the woods in North Ontario. The unemployment office said they'd send me through with a little Abbott TV and the survey crew.
Horrible.
What are you talking about? You didn't know it was pronounced Ontario?
Oh my God. When the movie was over, I'm like, all right, what the fuck was that? And then that song started playing. I'm like, oh my God. Where's the remote?
But it also made sense because it's Canada and, they were talking shit about the black flies. So it's a very, very racist country up there.
It just didn't connect. The song just didn't go.
Maybe they ran out of money towards the end and they tried to figure out an easy way to just throw dialogue at it.
Possible.
And make you think.
But see, like, as far as, I guess it's another thing that didn't bother me as far as the change of perspective. I just assumed that was going to be a factor. Like, I couldn't imagine it was going to be, like, there was no way you were going to get any kind of character, not development, because as soon as you basically learned everyone's names, they were dead. But to me, like, the campfire scene was taking it out of his perspective. Like, if it was the whole time just looking through the trees from his actual perspective, but when they're doing the circling thing, like, that didn't bother me, but it was like 10, 15 minutes in and they're already showing a completely different perspective from his. Because there's no way he was standing over their shoulders walking around the fucking campfire.
Yeah.
So I guess that element of the
it was
ending,
a different feeling though, Dave. It was a different feeling when it was out there in the forest.
in
this forest. They should have played Spirit Box Circle with Me during that. I would have fucking loved the movie that much more.
Yeah, again, it's far from a perfect movie, but for a first attempt on a new idea, like, well done, good effort.
Yeah, I mean, listen, the concept was good. It wore, for me, it just wore out its welcome. That's it. It just wore out its welcome after a while, that whole premise.
Yeah.
I didn't know how I was going to feel about that, just the whole movie from his point of view, and I was excited to see that, but it just didn't hit for me. But the kills were fucking amazing. I mean, kudos for the kills.
Yeah, it's kind of funny how, like, with the original Terrifier, like, the whole idea was like, oh yeah, this is, we're going to take a loose story, not even story, but just scenario, just to show off, the practical effects. And this, like, took that to an extreme. It was just, all right, well, wait, if we just tune it to his perspective, we don't really need an actual story to this. You get the exposition dump in the beginning, like what the whole legend of Johnny is, and then other than that, like to me, like introducing this new concept is the best way to put in a mindless filler to any movie. They don't have to show unnecessary scenes. It's like, oh no, it's from his perspective, so you're going to have the downtime of him walking through the woods to pad the time.
Yeah.
But they could have taken a half hour off this movie and. I don't know about more effective, but I think it would have bumped it up a little bit. Like if they would have sprinkled a minute or two of walking in between each kill, as opposed to 15-minute windows of him just strutting through the woods, like just enough to give you the idea of all right, this is what's going on.
Listen, have the lady, as soon as she gets in the truck with the lady, she picks her up at the end, have the lady as they're driving say, hey, I think you dropped this. I picked this up for you over there. Is this your locket? And then just show the truck going. Right? And that could have been the ending. You could have saved all that fucking time of that bullshit dialogue and everything else. It would have cut the movie shorter, and it probably would have set you up for a sequel.
Yeah.
And there you go.
I have one thing. This is multiverse. Johnny shows up as player 4 in Stream 2.
Yeah.
And then will we get Mark to play him too, though? Or do we keep Ryan in the mix? Don't mind
Either one.
Just throwing up a little
Ryan, to be honest with you, Ryan did a pretty good job. And in that character, right? I think you're talking about two different characters here in this situation. I like what he kind of brought to this character, Johnny. It was very old school, and that's what I got in this slasher, which I enjoy. I didn't hate this movie. I kind of agree with the rest of everybody. Kind of how the ending went a little bit, but I didn't hate it, and I kind of enjoyed it because it was different, and I like different, and I think Chris Nash had got his point across on what he was looking to deliver in this movie, and it pulled me in from the trailers right away that I wanted to go see this, and want to like it, and I think it's okay for me. It's not like it's the best horror movie. I'm sure I'll watch it a couple more times throughout the years and get a different perspective as well, but it was okay for me.
I like the whole Stream connection too. You could have had the non-crying husband give Danielle Harris the locket.
No, don't doom her like that.
And set everything in motion, right? And maybe he would have shed a tear.
I'm hoping in Stream 2 she comes back to life somehow.
I hope
she didn't really die.
Wait a minute. Hold on.
Hey, green reagent can help with anything, Joe. It helps with everything.
No. Danielle Harris comes back to play a character in a Violent Nature 2, and her father was one of the people that, helped Johnny die, right? Kind of like Hatchet. Just saying. And that's why he's after her.
Let's rate this movie so Joe T can go on the boardwalk and get funnel cake.
Yeah, well, later funnel cake, but yes.
With maple syrup?
How long are you down in Wildwood for?
Leaving tomorrow afternoon.
Nice.
We got down here last night.
No.
Nice. Love the boards at Wildwood. All right, let's rank this bad boy.
All right, I'll go.
Dave.
5.
Pretend like we're sitting next to each other at the table, so so we know the order.
Round the horn as always.
Yeah, I would say a solid 5. Like, I definitely didn't love it. I didn't hate it. I like the idea, and if it's something where Nash takes in, any reasonable critique, I mean, obviously you're always going to have flat out haters, but, as long as he takes in any critique of the movie and adjusts accordingly, I'm definitely interested enough in a second one just to see where he takes it, if he does make any tweaks.
Okay.
So I would just put it right in the middle of the road.
Yeah, I'm not a 3.5 anymore. That was obviously my heated reaction from the day after.
Your anger.
Heated, not hangry.
Yeah. No, I'd probably give it like a 5.5. Because I still really enjoyed the movie up until the end. Like you said, the kills were great. Charlotte's was, kill of the year worthy. And I liked the concept. It felt different. It wasn't just, dark screen with a little kid and some Legos and shit. It actually had substance. So I mean, obviously if a sequel came out, I'd give it a chance, but I'm not looking forward to a sequel. And I don't think I'll ever go back to watch this movie again, in all honesty, other than to see the kills.
I think I'm right there with you, Joe T. I was exactly a 5.5. The kills were great. I like the third person perspective. I'm a woodsy type of person. Enjoy that. And even though it was drug out, I do like the story that was kind of behind it, you know. And Charlotte's kill again. If you bring more of that and they have a sequel and they get creative with those kills, I'm okay with it. I wouldn't mind seeing it. I'd have to see the trailer first to kind of get an idea of where they're going with it, but I think I'd be okay with a sequel. But overall, I'll stick with, you know, like a 5.5 out of 10. Didn't hate it. Somewhat enjoyable, especially the kills. So
yeah, I think this is the first time we're all around one another in our ranking, very close. I'm going with a 5.
Funny enough, this and Late Night
right.
are the two movies that we were within a half a point of one another.
Yeah. I'm going with a 5. I still, now that I think about it too, again, the Charlotte scene, the kill scene, that was amazing. I still think she probably could have gotten away. I know everybody said, well, you know, when you see it, you know, you'll see that she's up against the ledge and she probably could. I think when she first sees him walking, there's a quick bolt to the left or right that gets you into the woods, but I digress.
Although on the second watch, I realized that cliff wasn't as steep. So she probably could have taken the chance of just rolling down the hill.
Yeah, slide down it a little bit. I mean, anything's better than what happened to her, right? You see this guy coming at you. I mean, you're gonna make decisions. But
anything like if he stuck a digit in, that would have been better. I think she would have rather died.
I mean, anything trying to, you know, escape wise, whether you slide down, whether you bolt to the left or the right, you know, roll down, whatever you're doing, you know, you don't want to stay.
I mean, I feel like in Force Awakens, Rey had a steeper slide than what she had. So,
but again, I'm not shitting on the movie. I love the concept when I first heard about it. I enjoyed it for what it was, but it didn't it wore on me a little bit, the whole point of view thing. It just didn't hit for me after a while. And that ending was just fucking, no clue. That ending was painful to sit through that, whatever 10 minutes that was, or what they were attempting to do. Painful.
It's definitely a movie that is far better on paper. Like, the concept is definitely better than the execution, but I do believe that with some tweaks could be a relatively solid franchise.
Yeah. Should have did the locket scene. Get in the truck. Here, did you lose this? Here's the locket. They take off. Movie over. Set yourself up for the sequel. I mean, everything goes right with that. But we got that. But yeah, I give it a 5.
We'll see where it goes.
Kills were great. Kills were great. And if there's a sequel, I will certainly watch it.
Now, whether or not, I mean, I guess it would come down to the marketing or the trailers or whatever. I don't know if I would fly to the theater to see a sequel, but I would absolutely watch it one way or another.
Yeah. And Oddity just dropped, I saw.
Yeah.
I need to watch that.
I'm gonna try to find a window to get on that. Well, this weekend anyhow.
Same here. And for the listeners, we did interview Charlotte Korean, Aurora, in A Violent Nature.
What, 2 weeks before it came out?
Right, 2 weeks before. So go back into our archives, check it out. You can listen to it. You can check it out on our YouTube channel as well. That was fun. It would have been nice to do a post, and maybe we still have something post with Charlotte that we can kind of talk more about that kill in general. So we'll see.
Let's get Johnny. Who's Johnny?
and I have heard too that he was. Well, actually, I think Charlotte mentioned in the interview, like, he's just like an absolute sweetheart. Like, there's something about these hulking guys that are like, oh, they're like puppy dogs.
Yeah.
But they play these menacing characters so well.
But again, good movie. It was different. It was different.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it wasn't great, but I don't regret watching it either time.
Yeah,
and would probably watch it again. Might fast forward a little for some of the Gollum scenes, but
yeah, my precious Lock.
His precious Lock.
My precious. 3 weeks, and then Art comes a calling. Here we go, baby. I cannot wait for Terrifier 3.
I am trying to keep my excitement at bay, though, because if it, like the second one, I was excited just to see another Art film and all, but I feel like the bar is pretty fucking high on this.
And I'm trying not to read reviews, trying not to go there at all. But
spoiler free.
I'm not watching anything nothing.
But I'm listening to just some sentences around it and not really I think we're going to be fine. with this movie. I think it's going to be very disturbing. I think it's going to up the ante on anything that we've seen so far in the two Terrifiers. All right, guys.
All right.
Stay creepy, everyone.
Peace out.
Enjoy the weekend. Peace out.
Later.
There she goes and knows I'm dying when she says, "Oh, Johnny."
Listening to What an Excellent Day for a Podcast, where we use the number 4 to save you time. Check out our entire catalog at excellentdayforapodcast.com. Also on Spotify, Apple, Amazon, Audible, and everywhere else you listen to podcasts. Have a question? Email us at excellentdayforapodcast@gmail.com.
But guys, I want to interact on social media.
Excellent.
Dude, we did there.
Follow us on Twitter at ExcellentDay4A. Otherwise, search for What an Excellent Day for a Podcast to get our Facebook page, our group page, Instagram, YouTube, and our newly launched Twitch channel. Come say hello, share them all,